that he gave his son, that whoever believes in him will live forever. Jesus went to Calvary to save a wretch like you and me. That's love. That's love. Everybody sing now. Jesus went to Calvary to save a wretch. Thank you, Jesus. Like you and me. That's love. That's love.
Yo, hello? I didn't even turn this on. Yeah, tap the screen. What's up? Happy Easter. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if this is working. Hello. Hello. Oh, y'all can't hear me. Yo, can y'all tap the screen? Tap the screen. Can I get daily heartbeat? Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. I hope y'all had a wonderful day. I hope Easter's going well for you. That you guys realize what today is about. That he got up on Sunday, which was today. And that's what we celebrate. Can y'all tap the screen? Can y'all give me daily heartbeats? Can we get like to 4,000 up? So this interview will be starting with Dookieana in about 15 minutes. So can y'all tap the screen, show the love? Tap the screen, tap me up. Thank you so much for the follows. Tap me up. Girl, it's a podcast, bro. I guess you could call it the same thing. Can y'all tap the screen, please? Tap me up. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Thank you so much, baby. I'm just telling y'all, thank y'all for coming in. In 15 minutes, we'll get started with Interview Dookie. I want to welcome you guys to Behind the Veil podcast, where we will talk to content creators and dive a little deeper in their life. Again, happy Easter. What's up? Can y'all tap the screen? Y'all not tapping. What's up? I don't even think a lot of y'all, I told these so I should have sent a message to the moderator. Can y'all tap me up? What's up? Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for tapping. Thank you. Let's keep tapping so I get like to 4,000 likes. Thank you so much. I'm loved by you. How was church today? Did y'all go to church or what y'all do? What's up, KK? What's up? Thank y'all for liking the live. Thank y'all for joining. Keep tapping me up. Church was excellent. Yo, that's what's up. Y'all eat. What y'all have soul food today? What y'all eat? What up? What up? What up? Thank y'all for tapping. We only have 1.6K. Can we keep going? Can y'all share this live out? As we will interview Dookieana. This is our first interview. And then tomorrow we got Rick Rosa. And then I just drop guests like that. Thank y'all for sharing. Any comments y'all have for Dookieana, drop them in the comments. Moderators, if y'all know I don't be paying attention, but can y'all pin it at the end? You guys are asking me it's a contract room. I don't know. No, it's a podcast room. This is Behind the Veil, where they speak with J. Ron Lavelle, and we have conversations, real life conversations. So if you're looking for messy stuff, it's not going to be here. I promise you it's not. And then moderators, anybody say anything about any guest that's up here, just block them. Anybody being negative, block them. My patient's going to be a little thin today, because it's a little Easter, so I'm still riding in the blood. So y'all know what I'm saying? Let's just be nice to girls. And even if you don't agree with ounces or agree with them, this is their life. Just tap the screen and just relax, you feel me? That's all I want y'all to do. That's all I want y'all to do, cuz. Carissa, why you can never hear me? You can't hear me? Some people say they can hear me loud and clear. Then you be like, you can't hear me. But maybe I need to. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. He said, nah, I can't. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much. So is this music too loud right now? I'll turn it off as we get to interview. I was asking, is this your content room? No, this is my podcast room where I'll be shooting and speaking with people. Is my music too loud for y'all? Or y'all can still hear it? And you did. And you did just what you said. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Y'all gonna eat something? What's going on? Can y'all keep tapping? Can y'all send daily heartbeats? Can y'all share the live? Again, I want to welcome y'all to Behind the Veil with J. Ron Lavelle. This is a platform where we want to go behind content creators' life and other people. Starting off, I will kind of interview the big creators, have conversations to really get to know who they are. Oftentimes when you turn on this live, a lot of people have to step into character because this is how they make their money. But I think that it's important to, you know what I'm saying, get to know who they are, you know? And that's why a lot of people get counseled, because y'all really don't know who they are. They might say the wrong thing on the screen, etc. So that's what it's about. I just want y'all to be very respectful, very nice. Moderators, any comments that's not right, or they trying to be funny, please block them. Because we do want to respect every person that come on here and share their life, no matter if you agree with their lifestyle, no matter what it is, you feel me? Let me know if my voice is fading out now. Is my voice fading out? What's up? Let me know. Some of y'all are like, y'all can hear me perfect. Some of y'all I'm fading out. So I don't know. You know what? Nope, it's still loud and clear. Okay. Krista, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's your phone or something. I don't know. All right, thank you so much. But yeah, so basically we will kind of go beyond the veil. It's like when you get married and the woman come down, right? And she have her veil on. We can't see her until she get down to her husband, and then they remove it, and you'll see her eyes, and you'll see her. And sometimes in life we hide behind things. We hide behind characters. We hide behind money. We hide behind different things where people don't really know us, but they think they really do. So this is a podcast where we're going to the lives of people and understand who they are and healing. I think it'll be good for everybody. You feel me? So again, we got Rick Wilson tomorrow. We got more people coming the end of the week. I don't think I'm gonna do it every day. I probably do 3 people a week or 2. That would be it. You talking about I'm single? What the hell, man? Yeah, so I'm 38 years old. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I got 2 daughters. I'm cool. I'm chilling. That's about me. You feel me? Yeah. Y'all tapping the screen for me? Can y'all send David Harkness if y'all don't mind? But happy Easter. What's up? What everybody doing? All right, we got 6 more minutes. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the kind words. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, cuz. Shout out, shout out, shout out. This is my song right here. Check your DM. Can you send me a daily harmony? Did you do that? I'm doing good. I'm glad to woke up this one. I'm cool. The color look nice on you. Thank you so much. I had a suit on, y'all, but it's a little too hot. And it's a satin shirt. Thank y'all for coming in. Can y'all tap the screen? Can y'all share the live? Our first guest behind the veil will be with Dookieana. Some of y'all know Dookieana, some of y'all don't. But that's the point. Again, anybody say anything crazy? Moderators. I'm that girl. Is you a moderator? I don't even remember who a moderator, y'all. That's crazy. Dang, I can't remember. But who else? Dang, are you not? I need to make you one. Anybody that say something crazy about any guest, just block them. Anybody trying to be funny, block them. This not the time to be playing. Any other time, I don't really care because I just be on the screen playing around laughing. But when other people come in and they tell you their life story and they open up, just be respectful. And no matter if you like them or not. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Thank you so much, Valentino. Shout out to you. Thank you for liking the live. What's up? Tap, tap, tap me in. Tap up. Alright, before I start, cuz, what questions y'all got for me? What's going on? So I'm gonna do an in-person moderator if you don't know. So yeah, I got a lot of them. That's the problem. I can't even remember. Yeah, I know I'm 30. I'm getting like, oh, I can't even remember. And I can look. I can really look, but let me know. I have to get up. Terrell, thank you. Tap my screen. Black Down, how you feeling? Girl, that's Monte. What's up? Jerry, what's going on? Never repay you. Oh my God, what did I do? Can y'all still hear me? I just did something. Adjust the ring right there, wearing your glasses. Sis, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do nothing about that because I'm sitting right in front of it. Or I'm gonna have to just take them off. You feel me? Yo, I just did something. I don't know what I hit. Do I sound okay? I'm gonna let y'all know now I'm not a technical person. But bro, just let me sit down. Okay, cool, yeah. But you still good. Thank you so much. These earphones sound kind of crazy. They sound kind of crazy. We got her here. Voice is cool. Shout out to you. Everybody, can y'all tap the screen? Can y'all share the live? Can y'all send daily heartbeats? Remember, everybody, be nice. Understand that people coming on here, we getting to know them. The point of the podcast is to get beyond the veil, get to know the content creators, who they are behind the character, who they are, they every day, how they got started. When I'm dealing with LGBTQ community, is to understand their life, how they grew up. If you're looking for messy, I don't think it's gonna be for you right now. You feel me? So I'm just letting y'all know. So remember, everybody be respectful. I don't care if they're trans. I don't care what they identify as. Y'all just respect everybody, okay? But happy Easter. I hope y'all had an amazing, amazing day. I hope that God covers you, that favor follows you, that the blood covers you, that y'all chilling, that everything is alright. I swear I gotta get some better, maybe I'm just not used to the sound in my ear, so that's why I keep asking y'all. Thank y'all for the daily heartbeats. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, shout out to y'all. We about to get started. I just have to wait for Dookieana to request me. Let's see how professional she is. Thank you. What's up, Tia? Thank you so much for saying happy Thanksgiving. You look good, dude. You attend church. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Good evening. Thank y'all for the compliments. Thank y'all. All right. Good morning. How you doing? Good afternoon.
Hello, how
you feeling? Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. You look amazing.
And thank you so much. So, I do want to welcome you to Behind the Veil. We want to get into Dookieana life, figure out who she really is, understand behind the character. I want to welcome Dookieana, which is an actress, a comedian, a social media influence. I want everybody to say welcome to Dookieana. Come over to Behind the Veil podcast. This podcast is where it's a healing. We talk about life stories. We understand who the people are behind the veil. Oftentimes we turn on the screen, we press live, it's 810-987-654. And sometimes they don't really feel good every day. Sometimes they can't give you everything because they're going through personal things. So we just want to understand who Dookieana is. So Dookieana, thank you for being the first guest on here. Thank you for just being and the reason I made you first because you never switched up. You always been kind, you always been nice, you always just been the same person. You know, as we know how TikTok goes, you know, people the more they go up or they go down, they get big headed and they forget where they came from. You understand?
Most
So
definitely.
so first I want to ask you, where did the name Dookieana come from?
The name Dookieana come from I'll say a mixture of cause see when I first come out, they were like I was so ugly. I look like Sukihana. And at the time I was on a real cruel app called Bigo. And my brother Super, he was like, you know what? You can't be Sukihana, but you could shit on these hoes and be Dookihana. And it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? But now 4 years later it's not funny anymore. Uh so I was bullied into the name of Dookieana.
Oh wow. Okay, so you just turned it into a brand where they try to make fun of it and you just turned it into making money. So that's
Yep.
amazing. So let's dig deeper into Dookieana. Like who is Dookieana? So if you feel like a question is too much, you can always say no comment. I want you to feel comfortable to share your life. Not only that, because we have a community out here, young people growing up that
Mhm.
wants to be trans. We have young people they're struggling with their identity. We have young people that probably look up to you, look and they laugh, etc. Because you do make us laugh. You're a comedian. You have a good time. You get what I'm saying?
I
So
do.
let's dig back into your life, like growing up. How was it growing up?
I'll say my childhood. Um, I think they tried. I do think the people around me tried. I lost my dad when I was 3 years old. My mom became a single parent. Um, my grandparents did the best they could, but we didn't really, Jr. We didn't come from much.
Okay.
Uh, they were hustlers. Like my grandmother was a beautician. My grandfather, he, had a pallet business. So we really didn't have much, but we had each other and we had our faith. So we
Okay.
grew up very religious, 7 days a week church, just straight church. And so with faith and hope, I kind of felt like I was going to be the generational curse shifter, not the
Okay.
breaker, because uh, like I said, my childhood, I don't regret it at all. It actually shaped me into the person that I am today. So I don't regret it. But we just didn't have nothing, JR. We didn't have much. So we had each other, we had our faith, and we had hope that, God would bring us through. So my childhood, it wasn't the best.
Okay.
I feel like there's things that happened that was swept under the rug. And, in those black households, what happens in your home stays in your home.
Right.
And we
Right.
lived up under that umbrella. So, yeah.
Okay, so how was it? Because I know you say y'all went to church a lot, right? So how was it growing up? And then we could kind of get into your transition. How was it growing up in a black household where that in church being GAY is wrong? You know, that's an abomination. That's not good. And then when you're a church kid trying to grow up, how are you navigating? Okay, I feel this way that, I'm a woman. I feel this way, I'm gay, but I also love God. I'm in church. We go to church. We
Mm.
have a family. We might don't have enough, but we have each other. But if I come out, I don't know. What's going to happen. When did you start feeling like? When did you like? How did that transition start? Like when did you start liking boys?
Um, well, I'm gonna answer it in the way that you said it. So, church was very a safety net for me. I actually enjoyed going to church. I was one of the fourth families that come from that church. So it was a lot of pressure because my aunts are there, my uncles are there, my grandfather, he's a reverend, my grandmother was the mother of the church. So they kind of had already perceived my future.
Okay.
So I received the gift of the Holy Ghost March the 10th, 2010, at Convocation. So I spoke in tongues and I come up prophesying. And in the black church, that is a staple for you to be like a seer, a minister. So they were very prideful about me being the next minister or whatever. Um, but I knew something was inside of me, JR, and I knew that I didn't want to play with God because I loved him so much.
Right.
And he had done so much for me. And so around the age of about, I'll say about 14, 15, I started veering off. And not so much as being rebellious.
Hmm.
I just didn't want to play with God. And, I did the whole 9 yards. I felt like with me doing the seminars and going to the classes, I was really seeing myself. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing what God was doing for me personally, not so much as I didn't want to share with people. But in those classes, it's very detailed
Okay.
about how you perceive certain things. And I knew that I love God with all my heart. I
Okay.
knew that there was something greater for me to do, but I didn't think it was ministry just then.
Okay.
Now that I've lived, I'm about 28 years old now. Now that I've lived, you don't have to be behind a pulpit to tell your story
Right.
and to touch people.
Right.
And I really think my platform is by default because even though I'm not behind a pulpit, there is a sense of urgency that I do feel when I do go live because there are people that need me. You know what I'm saying? Those are people that have seen my story because I'm very open. And I think, JR, it shaped me. And like I said, it shaped me into the person I am because before I could become a woman, I had to face things growing up, as far as like you said, going your whole life telling um, yourself, maybe you can pray it off,
Right.
or maybe you can fast it off. Fasting is big in our community. So
Correct. Yeah.
I'm thinking me killing my flesh was me killing myself. And I lost
Right.
myself for a very long time, JR. And then when I was about 15 years old, there was a guy that I met, and we hit it off. He come from a similar background as far as church, and we were just finding each other. And when the church found out about it, I was embarrassed.
Hold on, before you go there, Dukian, let's kind of go back because I don't want to go all the way up. So
Okay.
when did you first, what age did you realize, okay, I like boys? And then I want to know where's the age where you was like, okay, a woman is who I am. I want to transition to that. Do you remember that time?
JR, I honestly don't.
Okay, you don't. So
No.
let's do this thing. How was your transitioning period then as becoming a woman, and how was that whole transition thing? Because again, like you said, you grew up not that much, but y'all was a tight family. Y'all was the second family of the church. You know how church feel. You grew up, you was going to classes. You said, "Hey, listen, I don't want to play with a guy like that." You met a guy at 16 years old. Y'all both came from similar backgrounds. But then, when did it come to a point you say, "Hey, I need to live my life as a full blown woman. I don't really care what people think about me no more. I don't care what the church think. I don't care what my family." When was that actually moment?
Um, well, to answer your question, I always felt like a woman, even dating back to, I want to say, pre-K. Me and this Mexican kid, we was playing house and we kissed.
Okay.
So I always been motherly, JR. I've always been very loving. I always felt like it was something nurturing inside of me for other people. Um, so I don't think it's a time stamp
Okay.
for me becoming a woman. Or the term full blown woman. It's just always been a part of me. And then like you said, 16 years old, me and a guy, we hit it off, and I think he nurtured what I had always felt, you know.
Okay.
Not saying that he was the best, um, because I think that he wanted to pursue me in a way to please his family. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of already out there, and I was still, trying to figure out how was I going to tell my family, or not even so much as tell them, Jr. I feel like I had the guilt of like, I felt like they invested so much in me for me to just return, something like that to them. So he was already more mature in his sexuality and who he was and how his family perceived him. And I was scared shitless.
So was you at this time at 16, did you transition already? Or was
Yeah,
you oh so
yeah,
you okay, so
yeah.
you
I had
transitioned at very,
transitioned.
very early age.
Yeah, I had transitioned years ago, but it was very monitored by my grandparents.
Okay.
Like I've always had long pretty hair. So I would wear my hair pressed out, or
Okay.
I would do instead of a suit and a tie, I would do like a blazer.
Okay.
With you know what I'm saying? Different things to express myself without making the church feel uncomfortable. Or, many people say when you first are, coming out and stuff, I
Mhm.
think it's more so you wanting to just express yourself, JR. It's like you don't
Correct.
even care what you're doing, you're just doing it,
Correct. Yeah.
And I was in that era. I was in that era where I was just doing stuff and seeing how far I could go to get away with it.
Right. So thank you so much for sharing that because I wanted to start at the beginning of who you are and kind of go up. So as you shared that, and how did your parents take it? How did your grandparents take it? How did everybody take that transition? Like you said, you met a guy, you felt like this, he kind of whatever you was expressing yourself, because anybody know LGBTQ, you when you first become and you just want everybody to know you expressing yourself. Like I grew up, I was wearing Hot Topic. You was just doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Kind of trying to find who you are because a lot of people feel like gay or being homosexual or gay is one way, right? They think of the feminine, the person just with nails or they do hair, they do this, but they don't understand it's also come with masculinity. So they be like, oh my God, I didn't know that because there's so many different shades of gay, you know? So
Hmm.
thank you for sharing that. So so you said this has always been, so how did your parents take it?
Um, I think because my mom has always been she's been a part of the church, but she's also was the rebel in her time.
Okay.
She was the rebel because this is I'm third generation
Okay.
um 7 day commandment keeper. So growing up going to church on Saturdays and stuff, my mom, she would always be very spunky. She
Okay.
wear color hair when you weren't supposed to wear color hair and stuff
Right.
like that. So my mom, she has always been a rebel. And I feel like with her, she was more so wanting to make sure it was really me, making sure it
Okay.
wasn't a phase.
Correct.
So I'm not gonna say she supported it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say she supported it, but she definitely um understood that she was the rebel during her time. And my grandparents, one thing about my grandfather, he never played about me.
Okay.
Neither did my grandma. So I really didn't have a wow factor
Okay.
per se. I didn't really have a wow factor because I think they always knew. Um,
Correct. And I always tell people a lot of parents they kind of turn their head to it. Most times you can already you know your child, you know like okay, yeah, but they don't want to believe in it because what Plus, in a black household, it's the first thing they want to say, oh, it's just a phase. They'll grow out of it,
Mhm.
right? Because that's what they are praying happen. Oh, okay, they'll grow out of it, they'll grow out of it, etc. But it's good that you had somebody to protect you in your family. Like you had your grandfather that truly loved you. You know, like you said,
Oh yeah,
yeah, you saw your
and he
mom.
was he was the biggest. I mean, not to cut you off, Jack.
Mhm.
He was one of the biggest advocates for me, especially with me going and this is so I have to say this because this is so profound. um like you said, Hot Topic, around that era, Nicki Minaj had just dropped
Okay.
the Pink Friday, so they had all the Pink Friday stuff.
Right.
And of course, my sister, I have a couple siblings on my mom and my dad's side, but my sister on my mom's side, we end up going to Hot Topic. And there was a Nicki Minaj shirt there. It was a plethora of them, but I got the one, it was a black shirt with her, with the pink bob.
Okay.
And I got that shirt and I wore it to school that Friday. Um, and so my grandfather brought the shirt for me. And I felt like so liberated in that moment because I looked up to Nikki, and for me to have the shirt, it was bigger than that, JR. It was
Right.
like me really stepping into my own.
Okay.
Because at that point, they wasn't pressuring me about going to church. I actually wanted to go for myself at that time. So
Okay.
when I got the shirt, it was like a staple, like of me really coming into my own and standing on business.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
that's good. So, and let's go because I don't want to prolate the whole time. Tell me about how, because how I first saw you, which I didn't even know it was you. I think I
Mhm.
was on YouTube or I was on Instagram, and somebody was saying, "Smell this." I think it was your cousin, and you was like, "I
Uh-huh.
always think." That's how I knew who you were. I didn't know that was you until I went back to an old video. So tell me, where did the confidence come from? Where did Dookieana? I know you said where the name came from. Where did this ensue from, the character being funny, the skits, everything? How did that come about?
Well, it dates back to my mental health.
Okay.
So I've always been bipolar, kind of schizophrenic, multiple personality disorder, and stuff like that. So growing up, I had these people that lived inside of me, right?
Right.
And
Wait, wait,
Jr.
hold on. So
Honestly,
are you saying you really are bipolar schizophrenic, or you saying you felt that way?
well, I do struggle with mental health.
Okay.
That is a large portion of my life, but back then, I've always been loud, bold. Some people say I suck the air out of the room. So I've always had this big personality. I just didn't have the name JR. I didn't
Okay.
have the name. But I knew that I just was a star. And so I went to school for office administration. I got my associates in office administration,
Okay.
and I went to do an internship at the United States Department of Agriculture. And so I
Okay.
was doing special uses permits for the USDA. And I did that for about 2 years. So I did the internship. They loved me. Um, and then I resigned and I went to school for hair. Now,
Okay.
I did like 100 hours, so I could go back and do the other 150 and get my hair license. But in that time, I was working in a shop.
Okay.
My instructor had a woman that she trusted, and she was like, this kid Carson is very talented. So, like I said, my grandmother was a beautician. I knew how to press and curl with the Marcells off of the stove and stuff like that. So, she ended up getting me a gig in her salon.
All right.
Um, and so I did this video. It's the Bob for me,
Okay.
and it blew up. And back then, 2020, JR, I really never tucked. I never have. It's never been a part of my MO. So the jingle is the Bob for me. They had turned it around and said it's the boss for me. And
Okay.
it was a massive hit. And so then
So wait, where did
my
this go viral on? Was this on Instagram? Because
everywhere, everywhere,
Facebook. Okay, so this went viral everywhere. Okay.
everywhere, JR. I think it was like 15 million on TikTok, and
Okay.
people were stitching it, and I felt like at that moment I was this cannot be real, and I always leaned into the wow factor of me doing what people are afraid to do.
Okay.
I've always leaned into that, so I guess you could say I've always been a I don't know. I don't think that I've ever cared what people said about me. So whenever I do these stunts, um, I reel them in every time, and it works. Even with the latest one is the feet. So
Right.
when I do my feet, they go crazy.
Okay, so let's go back. So you basically was doing hair, doing your
Hmm.
thing in a salon. You did it's the bob for me. You didn't tuck. So what people don't understand, for the people in the chat don't know what tucking is. If you have not had the procedure to get it cut off, and is you have to tuck as a woman. They know how to tuck, so you won't be able to see it. So
Yep.
that's what that means. So you blew up from that, and so from that moment, when did you get in your spirit to say, you know what, I'm about to stop doing hair. I'm about to do this full time. How much was your first check that make you say, okay, listen, I'm about to go?
I went to Bigo. I started
Okay.
out on Bigo. Um, and I got into it with a very powerful person over there. And they were calling the salon. They found my address. They found the salon I was working at. And the lady, she gave me an ultimatum. She was like, it's either you do hair here or whatever you got going on the internet, you're gonna have to stop it.
Okay.
And so I was like, I don't think I am, because right then on Bigo I was hitting a tier of 6,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was hitting a tier of 6,000. um and so it took that happening for her to give me the ultimatum for me to be like, well, it's sink or sell. So I think that if that wouldn't have happened, JR, and I wouldn't have met those people, and they wouldn't have gave me the leverage to do what I'm doing today.
So we learned something from that. So oftentimes we are scared to walk away from a 9 to 5,
We
right?
are.
And God, all of us have a purpose over our life. We all have a seed. And I always tell
Mhm.
people we all have a purpose, and you have to decide where you want to follow it. Oftentimes, we allow childhood trauma to stop us from where God is trying to take us. We allow past failures, that divorce, that person that molested you, that person that did something. You don't
Mhm.
really know the fulfillment of what's in you, right? So for
Mhm.
you to say, I worked at this shop, I'm doing this, my video's blown up, and then if somebody give you an ultimatum, because it's basically you getting your money, your check, or you gonna really step out on faith,
Yeah.
right? And the Bible says to
Mhm.
have faith like a mustard seed, but oftentimes we don't really operate out of faith, right? We say we faith and we trust God and this and that because we saw Big Mama do it, we know church, but
Mhm.
we really don't trust them because when you get to an ultimatum to say, yo, you either gonna do this or you're gonna do this. So right now, God, I really gotta trust you because I'm about to walk away from my job. So within that, that's a blessing. That's for anyone to understand that when you have a calling over your life and when God births something in you, you have to deliver it. It's the same when a woman is in labor for 10, well, she's pregnant for 10 months. And when it's time for her to push, of course, you're going through the agony. You're like, oh my gosh, this hurt. But the moment that you begin to birth something, that's when all the everything go down to excitement because now you have birthed something you was ready for. So I think in that we learned a lesson to just step out on faith and really trust God. So then you went to bingo, you blew up on bingo, you're doing your thing, etc. So then take us from there, and we're gonna wrap it up in a minute. So take us from there to how did bingo go, and then how did TikTok begin to happen?
So bingo. Shout out to my brother Super. And the Win Twins, my cousins, we started doing storylines over there. And it became a big thing. And Super released us to do whatever we wanted to do. He was really like a big brother. And so everybody was like, Duke, you need to go to TikTok. I had been posting videos over here,
Okay.
but never live streaming. So at that time, I met this guy named Coke Kills.
Okay.
And Coke, he took me from Bigo to mainstream.
Okay.
So he was booking all my bookings. I was in the studio real heavy, and uh, TikTok was picking up. I
Okay.
had the views, I had the numbers already. I just never clicked the live button. So when I did, I started going live, 24 on TikTok here,
Okay.
and my page got deleted at 250,000.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I was doing a lot of like cringy content. It would make you cringe. And some of the videos are on this page as well, and I've cleaned up a lot. Um, but I started going live over here making money. And I stopped begging on Instagram. I stopped begging on Facebook, and I came to TikTok solely. And I really feel like this app changed my life
Okay.
because I'm still on a roller coaster in my personal life, but this like building community on here, it gives you a sense of peace because you are building community with people that really want to see you win. And me begging was a large portion of my career.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to put that down and don't have to beg no more, even though we be like, send a donut, send a money gun.
Mm-hmm.
But coming from a place of every dollar count, like them sending a dollar to my cash app, I was living day to day about like that
Mm-hmm.
for almost 3 years. So God has really blessed me. TikTok has really changed my life. And I'm so grateful.
So how do you, great that you said that. So how do you deal with, because you know, as a being a content creator, you know, you got to stay going live. You got, even if you sick, you don't feel well, you're going through something emotionally, something happened that people don't even understand. So how do you deal with that? Because then you got to press that button anyway, because why? Your bills got to get paid. You know, this is your life. You're entertaining for a living, and it's not like it come with health insurance. It's not like it come with a 401k. It's not like, because it's like you are your brand. You get paid off of you. So how do you deal with that for the up and coming? Because right now we have a large group of people just running to TikTok, right? They heard about battling, so everybody feel like they can do it. They're just running, but they really don't have a purpose or anything. They're just trying to make a quick money. So you done went through the trenches, you done became this, you'd have been on TV, which we would get into that, all of that. So how do you deal with that? Even when I don't feel like I need to go live, even I'm tired, or oh, I'm going through this guy, or these people don't even know this. How do you deal with that? Also, how do you deal with on, you know, TikTok, because it also draining. You get into it with people being funny, they create storylines, they doing things because they have to keep it going to be relevant. So how do you deal with that?
Well, JR, I want you to know something. Yeah, I hope that you will allow me to say this. You
Mhm.
know, um, like I said, my mental health is number one. Um, and I struggle with it, JR. I do. But it goes back to building community. I feel like headquarters, they will text me, they will call me, they be like, Dookie, okay? And I can do really, really good for about a month or maybe
Mhm.
two. And then I just get very depressed and I won't go live for a week. So my consistency is what holds Duke back. Because I can get to A1 um, easy. I have the support.
Right.
I can go to A1 easy. So God is really working with me about my consistency.
Mhm.
Because when something gets to me, JR, especially in my personal life, I, people depend on me. So let me put a stamp right here. So I lost both my grandparents 2018, you know, and I felt like July the 21st was the worst time of my life because losing both my grandparents, my Mimi, she was sick already. Um, but my grandfather, it kind of took us by surprise because they died in the bed holding hands.
Hmm.
And I was just preparing myself. I was like, I could live without my Mimi or I could live without my grandfather, but both,
Right.
God shook my whole life.
Right.
And so they will meet me in to the hospital on July the 23rd of 2018. And I didn't even know I OD'd, you know? So with that piece of me, it never healed, you know? It never healed. And I think with so many people, life can teach you something.
Hmm.
And it taught me something, JR, that nobody's safe.
Right.
And with them leaving, so many people turned to me.
Right.
So even outside of this, I have my siblings, I have my mom, my aunts. It's a lot for me to handle.
Hmm.
It's a lot for me to handle because I'm the source now. I'm
Right.
what my grandparents was to all of us. My grandparents, they told us how to live. Um, they showed us how to live, and without that guidance, JR, some days I get so crossed up on life, it
Hmm.
just do a number on me. And I
Right.
be like, I'm not doing this shit no more.
Right.
Uh, so I'm grateful for the community I built on TikTok because they help me escape my reality sometime. And I'm not gonna get emotional, but they don't even know it.
Right. And I think that's good because you have built your own community. You have built a safe haven. You have
Mhm.
built a strong team. You know, I've been in your lives. I see them shoot. It's not about shooting because a lot of times we get caught about money. We get caught up on money, 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 and I'm winning this. But it's the great thing when you have people that keep pushing you, checking on you. But I always tell everybody, just make sure you take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you step
Most
away
definitely.
from the computer, from the going live and take care of you mentally. Because at the end of the day, you only got yourself. And at the end of the day, most of these people don't know you behind the veil. They don't know anything about you, anything. So just always take care of yourself. Even you take 2 days off, go to the spa, get your mental
Mhm.
together because we don't want to lose you because you're a great asset to the kingdom. Not only to the kingdom, but to TikTok. You make us laugh. You're funny. You do your skits. You know, we really enjoy you. So you are wanted and you are needed. But just keep pushing, push past those thoughts because we also know that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And at the end of the day, he knows the calling of your life. No matter what you struggle with, no matter what your identity is, no matter what the world thinks. You get what I'm saying? So you just keep pushing and keep being you because your testimony is way bigger than this. And I get it because your grandfather was like the beginning and end all. So he supported you when probably nobody else did. He was the first one to rally. And then when you lose that, it's like, dang, God, now I'm the person that everybody looking at, but they don't know I get tired too. So I always
Mhm.
tell you from somebody that's the anchor, like I'm the anchor in my family, from that to you, just keep going and take time for you. You know what I'm saying? But
I
thank you so
appreciate
much for
that.
sharing the mental health. I think that's good for people that also struggle because we also know not only in the regular world, but in the LGBTQ, just last year, there was so many people that off themselves, so many people that are
Mm.
dealing and struggling because and we get on and we want validation from the internet, right? We want validation. We
Mhm.
want everybody to clap for us. We want everybody to like. We want everybody to share. They all want to be on the screen with who they feel is a big person. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize who you are and what the calling is over your life. And you only could do what the seed that was planted in you and what you birthed out because you
That's
can't
it.
do what everybody else wants you to do. And that's why I try to tell people. But that's what I want to tell you. Also, let the people know everything that you have done. You know, some people's like, well, who is Dookieana? And I was like, well, just tune in, you will see. So what have you accomplished in your life? Just tell us some of the things you've done.
Um, well, I'll say this. One thing that I have pride myself on is giving my life to God.
Okay.
I think giving my life to God was a big thing for me, especially after I had come over some time, and especially um, my suicide attempt. A lot of people don't talk about suicide, and people feel like it only works when you complete it.
Right.
So what happens to the people that survive?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've had so many days and so many nights where I just question myself, like, is it working? Is
Right.
it okay? And I think me rededicating my life to God was one thing that I had control over in
Mhm.
my mind.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Before I could go on to have a single on Spotify do over 100,000 plays, Duke Flow with no label, nobody promoting me,
Yeah.
nobody putting money behind me, just solely off of me.
Hmm.
And going on to you know start in little movie roles, and being able to connect with Toya, right,
Okay.
being able to connect with Kiki Wyatt,
Okay.
um who else, Leandria Johnson, Suki Hana, a lot of people that have rallied around me and giving me opportunities, and before I was on television, I wanted to do movies.
Okay.
So I did a lot of castings. I did a
Okay.
lot of castings, JR. And it took this lady to see me on Instagram, and this is the power of social media. She looked at my page and she let me know, you know, there's gonna be a couple things that happen this year, in this 2025. And me and Gabe had just broke the deal with MTV.
Okay.
And so working with MTV with my best friend, it didn't feel like work.
Right.
And when she said that, I was like, what do you mean? And MTV just did just like this, JR. They wanted us. And so I was so grateful for the opportunity with Gabe, because it was one of the many things that the lady had told me that would happen. And it scared the fuck out of me, because I'm like, what the hell? I'm just a hood girl from Oakland, in this rural area called Lincolnton, North Carolina. Uh, and God is doing these things for me. And I didn't have to kiss no ass. I didn't have to change who I was to be around people. And I pride myself on that.
Right.
So even through television, um, plays that I have done, TV appearances. I'm so grateful for those things, because it's genuine with me, JR. Anywhere, any space that you see, Duke, it's genuine. I didn't have to do anything shysty,
Right.
malicious. No malice is in my heart towards anyone. And I'm so grateful that I can still love and still understand my assignment through everything I've been through. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, the Bible always say your gift will make room for you. And I think your
Mm,
name will take you places that your gift don't. You just gotta honor him, and you got to really reverence who he really is. That's how I feel. And I feel like even this not about me, but even in my life,
mm,
wasn't qualified for a lot of things, but he let my name play in rooms that I wasn't even in. So I think that's why you have accomplished a lot. You doing your thing. Just don't forget about you in the process. Take care of yourself. And as we
mm.
wrap up this interview, how are you doing mentally now? How are you?
I take it every day, day by day.
Okay. So what do you want everybody to know about Dookieana outside of the comedian, the actress, the social media influence, the mother, all of that? What do you want to walk away from this interview for people to understand who you are? Because I feel like now they have an insight of who you are. Because oftentimes people will not like people just off being on a live for an hour, 30
Mm,
minutes, and they feel like they really know you, but they don't have a clue who you really are. And
right.
that's why I created this behind the veil, and so we could take it off and you could be raw and true. Because sometimes we get on here and it's like everybody, you got to make money, you got to pay bills, and
Mhm.
not you. Some people, we got to create storylines, we got to do this, we need to stay in the ranking. But I always tell people
Yeah.
just let your gift make room for you. Stay authentic. Let your heart posture be right and you be right. So where do you want to walk away from people to understand about you?
I'll say this. Even the origin, even the origin dating back to the mother to the mayor. Uh, I was escorting at a time where Backpage and Craigslist and everything, and I seen the girls struggling. And see, I was never good at it, JR. I was a talker. So by the time the 30 minutes or half hour mark, I had done got my money, JR.
Right.
So I really learned early on I had a silver tongue.
Right.
And so I ended up getting the girls. I had
Mhm.
two cisgender girls and I had two trans girls. And God constructed me to be able to clothe them and, get their hair done, their makeup done. And one of the dope boys, he was like, Mother, may I? And so, Mother, may I what? And so they would call me and they'd be like, "Where's May at?" Or "Where's Mother at?" And back then I would have never thought it would make it in TikTok because they don't even know
Right.
what that really means. Back then I had girls that I loved and I adored that I wanted to help make money, and we all make money. So even just walking away from that, JR, I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful because I lived a lot of life at such a young age. I grew up very fast. And I would want people to know that even the ugliest version of yourself is still you.
Mhm.
Love you. Don't worry about what people say about you or what people think about you because at the end of the day, I do believe that we all do have a number. And I would hate for my number to be called and I'm giving so much energy and effort to people, places, and things that never had an access in my life.
Mhm.
It's just not the ideal image for dude. Live in your truth, live for you, and don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do because God is still able.
Oh, great. So we appreciate you. We learned a lot from the beginning to now. Like we said, mental health, from prostitution, from going to
Mm.
church, from all of that, and God is still covering your
Thank you,
life.
Jesus.
But that's why I always tell people to just walk in your purpose. Don't try to live somebody else's life. Don't want what everybody else has because oftentimes you think you want that life until you really go behind the veil and see what they have to deal with. You feel me? So
Hmm.
I just want to thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. You are valued. You are lovable. You make us laugh and keep going. Days that you feel like you can't go, just take time out for yourself, etc. You are human and just push past those thoughts. You feel me? And if I go back to what he said, Lot wife, right? He said, take everything, one of everything, and put it on a boat. And he
Uh,
told us the instructions was, whatever you do, don't look back. And the moment that Lot wife looked back, she turned into a pillow of
Kill
salt.
us all.
And when she turned a pillow of salt, you don't hear no other time in the Bible about her. So my advice to anybody, don't look back. Don't allow your past to stop you from where God's going to take you. Push past those thoughts. I don't care if you was molested. I don't care if you went through childhood trauma, divorce, abuse, lost your job, anything. Just keep pushing because it's all a part of your story and keep going. I thank you so much for being the first guest on this podcast. I hope a lot of people got to know who you really are and just keep shining. I love you and thank you so much for coming on. Everybody follow Dookieana, follow me, tap your screen. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I hope you feel safe. I didn't want to.
I had so much fun, JR. And when you asked me the other day, I said I'm gonna do it.
Right,
I feel like that this is the season for us to just do.
right.
Whatever comes to you, do it.
Right.
Don't wait till next week or don't wait till tomorrow. Now I did say let's do it Sunday because I had just come back from
Right, but
Miami.
no, you good. It worked out perfect. That's what's up.
Uh
That's what's
huh.
up.
Yes.
Okay,
So
but I will
yeah.
hit you up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank everybody for tuning in. Again, you want to know what it's about? It's Behind the Veil with J. Ron Talks. It's where I speak with different popular or very powerful influencer content creators to get to know who they are behind the veil, to understand their life. So now we can stop judging people off of a clip. We can stop judging people off of their life. We can really now appreciate them for who they are. And now you might connect with Dookieana. You probably say, yo, that's the life. I'm struggling with this. And I'm going through mental health issue or this happened. How did you make it? Anybody that's upcoming, you're coming over here just to make a dollar. Just make sure you create a purpose. And just when you leave this earth that we can all say something. But I thank you so much. Thank everybody for tuning in. I love you. Y'all have a great day, okay?
All
Bye
right, you too, JR. Later, babe.
bye. Shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all for coming over. I'm hot. I'm tired. But thank y'all for coming over. Thank y'all for coming on the first podcast. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that follow. Make sure all of that. Tomorrow we have Rick Rosa. So we'll get into the things with Rick Rosa. So y'all tune in. Thank y'all for not being mean in these comments. Thank y'all for following directions. Y'all did good. Let's keep that momentum tomorrow when we have the not only the messy of a messy. I'm just playing, but we're gonna have Rick Rosa. Tomorrow the flyers on the TikTok, I'll post it again and you will see the time is on there. Just go on my TikTok page. We will get into Rick Rosa. And then if y'all have any suggestions, if y'all feel like, oh yo, I think you could do this better, let me know. And that would be good. I hope y'all have an amazing, amazing Easter. As we close this out, we want to pray out. You feel me? I don't know what y'all thought. This is a Christian base. I love Jesus. So that's what it is. And we're gonna rock out, you feel me? You feel me? Oh, gracious Father God, we thank you, we love you, we adore you, God. We understand what happened on Friday. You was betrayed. They nailed you to the cross. They pierced. They did everything. They didn't even understand what they was doing. But God, we thank you. Forgive us for our sins. God, cover our people that's watching. Forgive us for everything, God. Somebody is struggling with their identity. Somebody is struggling with, they lost their job. They lost hope. They're going through marital problems. Their children is acting up. Somebody's in prison. They don't know what to do. God, we ask you right now to cover their mind. Bring the angels around them. Put peace, God. We send peace on every household. We plead the blood of Jesus over their life. God, let's walk in our calling, the seeds that was planted. God, let us water, let us be fruitful. God, right now we thank you, we honor you. God, we thank you for today that you got up. And we understand you got up at the grave. When they went back, they couldn't find nothing because you got up. And we're so grateful that you did it just for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Love y'all.